Got it. And did you leverage any of your computer science knowledge during your roles, or was it more like high level
You
at
know
that
what?
point?
Yeah, that's definitely a valid question. I personally believe that in nowadays, when you're doing project management, and now even if I hire project managers, they do not need to have a technical background,
Okay.
but it is always helpful if you understand the technology a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's where I think I grew in my organization, because whenever the engineers would talk about network, I will be able to understand that because of my educational background and my experience as well. So I think that when you do PMP from PMI, they actually tell you a project manager for a particular software or a project manager for making an airport is a same project manager. As
Okay.
much as I would like to say that, yeah, maybe yes, but it's always better to have the domain expertise of what you're working on, and then project management can be easy to manage that. That's why getting it from computer science into telecom project management or IT telecom IT slash telecom project management is an easier way to, for at least it was for me.
Yeah, I think your story is very interesting because you started in computer science, then you went into project management and you built your career from that. So I guess your story is you don't necessarily have to stay in your specific wherever your designation you got, and then you can work around sometimes. So
Right.
it's really interesting. So
Yeah.
I guess for students that are actually interested in this area, like what do you recommend them to either do or be doing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's definitely a valid point. What happens is that when you study your computer science program, you're open to a lot of types of learning. Nowadays, you talk about AIs and you talk
yeah,
about clouds and you talk about on one side, of course. Then you on the other side, you would talk about architectures and you would talk about networks and you would talk about communications. But it opens up your mind towards understanding all these domains. But once you get into your first career, that's when you realize which one of these really clicked with me and which can I start working on. For me, I started off my career as a Java programmer back in 1999. And very quickly, I realized that even though I did study programming languages in my bachelor's and master's programs, but programming is not something which I'm interested in. So I very quickly shifted to quality assurance, which was testing and debugging the code as well.
yeah.
But working over there, and again, fortunately for me, I had good coaches who would help me at that time. I got an opportunity to work a little bit in project management, and that's where I got the taste of project management back in Cresoft. And even though after that I got into industry side and do a little bit of IT management. But again, what happened in Levi's is one of my last annual reviews, the person I used to report to, who was an Australian back then,
Yeah.
he said, Mohammed, we really like you as an IT program manager over here in Pakistan, but we've realized that rather than IT manager, you're a great project manager. So we're
Okay.
going to teach you and coach you more towards project management.
Yeah.
And that kind of opened my mind that, yeah, that it totally makes sense, because I used to enjoy project management back in Cresoft as well. And these guys are saying that I'm very systematic in writing things down. I have plans for next couple of years about how I manage things. And then, of course, I started studying PMI a little bit, PMP classes, etc., and realized that I felt that it was the right path for me, if I may say it like.